A new model seems to suggest that Uganda's COVID-19 pandemic reached its peak between 27th June and 3rd July. However, the model forecasts that instead of a downward trend in cases, we are now in the plateau stage. The model, created by the National Planning Authority, makes predictions of new COVID-19 cases for every 2 weeks. In the last 3 weeks, Uganda was averaging 1,073 new coronavirus cases per day. However, the model shows that between June 27th and 3rd July, there were 7,259 cases, which means on average, there were 1,037 cases per day. The model also predicts that for the week of 4th to 10th July, Uganda will have 7,214 cases. This means an average of 1,030 cases per day.
We have been collaborating to develop a model which can help this government to project the numbers and to check and do policy and to take decisions that despite the hardships of the lockdown is working.
Dr. Joseph Muvawala, the Executive Director of the National Planning Authority, says the model has been checked internationally and has been published in the US-based Proceedings of the National Academy of Science Journal.
That this is the first model that has been developed on this continent. And this model can be used by any African country. And I don't think we have patented it.
Dr. Muvawala says the factors that are driving up the COVID-19 cases are internal and can be reversed with wide-sweeping behavioral changes.
If you look at the last time we were looking at COVID, the peak was at a low rate. This time, the peak has gone up. It means that if there is a third round, things might even be worse than we have been. So as a country, we have to do our job to ensure that this peak does not go to 2,000 cases per day.
Dr. Muvawala apologized to the nation for the lack of planning exhibited in response to the second wave of the coronavirus. He says, as a result, the economy has suffered greatly in the lockdown.
When you look at the committee that is handling COVID, and we have put our points out there, we don't see planners on that committee. We are still talking of bringing ambulances 1 year later, and the ambulances we are bringing are pickups. When you're a planner, you anticipate. When you give me an assignment, I think of what will happen if and if and if.
However, although the National Planning Authority takes responsibility for some mistakes, the blame is contextual.
I don't know whether we're allowed to do a good job. We were never. Now we have learned that even when they don't put you on a committee, you force yourself and do the right thing. Keep advising. Finally, who is going to suffer? The financial sector. When you don't pay your loan, the bank suffers. That is the effect. We are not printing. How many of you have gone to Nasa Road? Is there any work there?
Dr. Muvawala says currently the economy is bleeding. But if the model continues to show a high number of cases every week, the president will not lift the lockdown anytime soon. Gillian Nantume, NTV Tonight.